r/askreddit, real life 40-year-old virgins, what's your story? I was raised in a religious household, so I was taught to wait until marriage. I had many boyfriends, but I didn't sleep with them because of my vow of abstinence. I wore my promise ring until I was married at age 30. I married my best friend and soulmate. He told me he had performance problems, but he had also never had a girlfriend, and I naively thought that once we were together and naked, things would work out. Turns out I was wrong. He was completely impotent. I decided that I married him because I loved him and not for sex, so it was fine. We started talking to doctors to see if it could be fixed, but then he suffered a terrible brain injury. Now my husband is a paraplegic with many health problems. Weird thing is, after the brain injury he started getting erections. Normally this would be something to celebrate, but has in so much pain due to the paralysis that I can't exactly get on top of him. So here I am, a woman in her late 30s, a married virgin, taking care of her paraplegic husband, and I don't know what the future holds. A friend of mine is 39 and has never lost it. He's super religious, has had girlfriends, but never got married or anything, so he never had sex. Well, that's as far as I know. Maybe he has, and is ashamed of it. Maybe he's gay, and is in the closet. Maybe he's asexual, I don't know. Normal beer drinking, playing video games, going to bars, and traveled the world sort of a guy. Decent looking but not great. He's maybe a little out of shape, but I wouldn't call it ugly. Thing is, he wants to be married before 6, and also has super, weirdly high standards. Like now that he's his age, he still won't settle for anything less than a K-10 that's ultra Christian. I play Fortnite. There is a guy named Buddy who works at a BP down the road from me. He's got to be 40 and one of the nicest guys I've ever met on this planet. Just about all my friends and I will go out of our way for this gas station because we love him so much. One day we got to talking, and he told me that he has never had sex, had a girlfriend, or eaten meat in his entire life. Pretty clearly religious reasons, but I didn't ask. Still, the dude radiates positivity and genuinely cares about every single person he meets. Just goes to show that having sex and finding a lover isn't essential to living a wonderful life. Also, his name is Buddy, and he calls everyone he knows Buddy, so that's cool. I have a friend in this situation. She has never been kissed, even. She is a little bit heavy, but not obese, and she is okay looking. I think it is just confidence. It is almost always a confidence thing. I dated a girl for a while. She was on the heavier side, not obese but not skinny. She was constantly questioning why I was with her and talking down about herself, saying that I could do so much better no matter how much I reassured her that I wanted to be with her. Eventually her lack of confidence and constant doubt of our relationship led to us breaking up, along with a couple of other issues, but that was the main cause. Pretty sure I know a 35-year-old virgin. He's creepy. Has the eyes of someone that doesn't see you. He just looks past you in a serial killer kind of way. Also, he only tries to date 18 to 22-year-olds. Combine this with his ultra-conservative religion and Greek family. Add a healthy dose of superiority complex. He asked a buddy to take HLM to the shooting range once. My buddy played it off, but then told me when he wasn't around that he didn't want to get Chris Kyled. I know someone who was 33. Lots of reasons. Religious/strict upbringing meant no way to interact with the preferred gender until after high school. Overweight in college, which wasn't actually a problem for men finding her attractive, but it killed her own self-confidence, so she never recognized when men hit on her. Hard investment banking career meant working all hours and getting much fatter, so the cycle kept getting worse. Had lots of guys friends, but never recognized anyone hitting on her. Finally got in shape, got confidence, lost virginity at weight she was in college when she thought she was fat. Ironic. This whole comment section makes me think there needs to be a dating site for social awkward people. I would sign up in a heartbeat. My problem with dating websites is I'm terrified of people I know finding me on there and then knowing and asking me about it. It's not something I want to talk about with my friends or family. I kept my virginity so that if a volcano ever threatened my small village, I could throw myself into it to save my family and friends. As I live in Canada, it was not really the wisest decision. I lost my virginity at age 40. I had opportunities, but just didn't realize them at the time. Girls would come flirt with me, but I would just freeze and my mind would go blank. I'm very shy and quiet. I sometimes think I'm autistic, but have never been diagnosed or tried to get diagnosed. I always thought something was wrong with me, and I knew I wasn't normal. I also didn't drink a lot or party. I invited a coworker over to watch a movie one night, and she is also very quiet and shy. I'll let her take the lead and let it happen. That was 2 years ago, and we are engaged now. My brother is 39 and a virgin. Honestly, I think the reason is because he's disgusting. He never cleans and basically leaves trash everywhere. He's also morbidly obese and is a recluse. He rarely leaves the house unless he absolutely has to. He'll let things in his home go to absolute shit. Don't even try to imagine his bathroom when he lived by himself. However, let's humanize him and try to understand him. He has a legitimate eating disorder, was abused by his father, and has high functioning autism. He's been depressed his entire life. He has incredible ideals. His general lack of cleanliness will never get in the way of his fervent desire to make sure nobody in his life ever goes hungry. He practically throws buckets of cash at other members of the family with kids because he gets emotionally invested in the kids' futures. He's very smart. He graduated high school at 15 with honors. He can talk about any obscure science or philosophy endlessly. He has a lopsided ego. He seems confident and secure depending on the subject, but in regards to his eating problem and body he hates himself and thinks he's disgusting. He never wants anybody to see him naked because he's deathly afraid of what they'll think. He's also deathly afraid of himself or what he might do in certain scenarios. For example, he got drunk for the first time when he was 35 because he was absolutely sure that he had a hidden and horrible violence that would come out. When he actually did get drunk it was fine. Nothing bad happened. He gets socially exhausted. He goes to the grocery store like twice a week and feels like he can't handle being around people at all for a couple days. It's been an exceedingly slow process to get him out there to try things. I even dropped acid with him just last year. We loved it. He's growing as a person, just at different starting lines and speeds from most people. I'm 27. And I think I like being alone a bit too much. Interpersonal relationships are hard and draining, and the mere thought of having to share my time and to do a big amount of emotional work with someone freaks me out. I've had people ask me to go on dates / get something to drink / whatever, but even when I genuinely like them, I really don't feel like being around them as much as socially acceptable. IDK. Maybe I'm a weirdo. 26 here. I feel the same way, man. Another factor for me is seeing friends arguing over the most trivial shit with their partners. Breakups they've had honestly just seems so draining, and I don't want any part of it. So here we go. If this does not fit here then delete it. My friend of 40 years was a 46-year-old virgin. She had a strict Christian upbringing and wanted to stay pure for marriage. She had a long-time boyfriend that finally promised to marry her after an ultimatum from her. A few months before the wedding he came out to her as gay. She is not the most attractive woman, but a great person. She is my longtime friend. She confessed this all to me and asked if I would please have sex with her. I struggled for weeks with this and made it clear that I was not wanting a relationship with her. She told me she was sick of not having sex and wanted to know what it all was like. So I finally did it, and yes, she was a virgin. It was relaxed, kind of methodical, and a bit funny. I talked a lot with her about sex and relationships. Anything she wanted to know or try was fine with me. She opened up an avalanche of questions she couldn't ask anyone. I was afraid on so many levels, but it truly helped her. She got extra self-confidence, moved through some relationships, and is now engaged. Weird but true. Still my friend. I'm sure Reddit will hate me now, but I hope if anyone is struggling out there, I just hope you can find someone to trust and open up. My brother got his first girlfriend aged 38. There is hope for everyone. It's simple. No one I'm attracted to is mutually attracted to me. I work out, I'm involved in sports, and like to travel. I've met tons of interesting people and made lots of friends. Most people my age are now married, and the ones that are single aren't into me. I started to realize you can enjoy a full life without being in a relationship, but I would love to share my travel trips with someone I'm romantically involved in. I was deathly afraid of getting pregnant and ruining my life as a teen. Then at college sort of the same, and then dated a religious guy for many years. That ended badly, and it took me a long time to get over it. Then a string of guys who I just wasn't into, and sex isn't something I want, just to get it over with. Then I went back to school and focused on that and my new career, and suddenly I'm 40 and never officially lost it.